Hi, this is my first time this forum. It's really interesting. Um, I, for a long time, I've been very interested in what is spirituality, what is matter. Do you know what I mean? I've studied certain people have written about things. Um, I can honestly say that what really sparked my interest in all about this was when I had my first psychedelic experiences when I was 15. Um, it's like a major transition point, whereas before I'd been battered really, with its schooling years, um, into submission, right? I realised I was more into like cities and sort of materialism type thing, right? Um, though I was loved dancing, so that's like spirity, isn't it? You know what I mean? So anyway, it happened that I took psychedelics, and what psychedelics did for me was open my eyes to matter, right? Because what I found with hindsight, looking back, what I kind of think happens with that schooling, which is what it's intended to do, is it dulls you to the spiritual aspect of matter, of reality. And I've come up with this term that I sometimes use to myself, which is it's trying to bring spirit and matter together, because I'm very aware that philosophy, religion, and also science, of course, are tending to separate spirit and matter. So I've come with this term called spiritymattery, or mattery spirity. It's just a fun thing, just playing with putting the Y on the end, because you got spirit matter. It's kind of two nouns, nounish sounding terms, where you put a Y on it makes it more into a verb, like spiritymattery, mattery spirity, meaning that there's no separation, and that it is a separation way of thinking causes all the trouble, because then you get these isms, you get these belief systems that are either spiritual or material. You know what I mean? So you've got say communism, which is very materialistic. Our system, the so-called secular system, it's all materialistic. So much so that people aren't allowed to have any spirit. A kid in school who shows any sign of spirit, what in the old fashioned terms would be called spirit, like energy, wanting to run, not wanting to sit down with some boring lesson, having to sit still with a pen and a frown expression, doing a boring, horrible lesson with a bored teacher, whatever, is drugged in our society. So they're killing the spirit. They don't want that child to have any spirit. Same with adults, But anyway, that's what I'm seeing that schooling does to kids. It batters them into submission, and I was very aware of it, even though I hate school, and I couldn't be classed as a good student by any means. I hated it, and I would have been drugged. It's like if I was a kid, if I was like I was now, I would be classed ADHD, ADD, those bogus terms, and drugged. you know, and all kinds of shit, you know, parents threatened, whatever. Because I was always daydreaming, always like, you know, not paying attention, bored, because I saw right through it, you know, it was just, the only class I kind of liked was like English. You know, the teacher was quite cool and things like that. But yeah, so spirit is very, very involved with real life. But a lot of belief systems, if you study them, you know, it's separating it out. So even like in some meanings of the sacred, and say like something sacred, separating it out from a concept they've got with what profane is. You know what I'm saying? Your mind, you know, you're like seeing sacred is very serious, all ritual and pomp, you know, and over there you got laughing, farting, and you know, all kinds of like absurd, surreal stuff, all common stuff, you know. But for me, if I use the word sacred, I'm meaning the allness of that. If I use the term spirituality, I'm meaning spiritual and the material. I'm not meaning something superior to matter, to nature, right? And I think this is something that you've really got, or I've really got, you know, I mean, what you do is up to you, but I mean, I'm just talking about it, because like this forum is like, it's bringing out terms like spirituality. So I'm just sharing with you my explorations about this subject, you know. Going back to the psychedelic sessions, you know, psychedelics really bring you in tune, or they did me anyway, the aliveness of matter. Now, our paradigm, which is based on mental health, right, and normalcy, and things like that, would claim that psychedelic experience is delusional distortion of reality, meaning that they know what reality is, and they don't know what reality is, because like when you look at science, it pretends to know what, say, consciousness is, you know, because like there's a book called Consciousness Explained or something, I've done it. It pretends to know, but when you really get down to the nitty-gritty, it doesn't really know. It's kind of like half-assed. It's saying, you know, there's possibility, could be this, like this. But meanwhile, the world is in a right mess. You know, we're being governed by all kinds of tyrants. There's all confusion everywhere. There's wars. And it's just a complete utter mess, because we've lost this connection with the fullness of life, the fullness of the spirit of life.